Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Let's get me in here. Had all kinds of issues today. Tried to stop the show. We can't stop, we won't stop. We can't stop, we won't stop. All kind of issues. Somebody don't want us to go live, but we going. We gonna get it in. We are going to get it in. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Boy, I tell you, when doing live show, I understand why people that do live TV be stressed the way they stressed. Because when stuff don't work right, you got to find all kind of buttons and push buttons and try this and try that. And the longer it takes, the more stressful it gets. The longer it takes, the more stressful it gets. But I appreciate you guys for coming through, rocking with me, staying with me while we, get things figured out on the back end. Give a few shout outs before we get started. Let's see who all is in the chat box. Charles, Will G, Team Ramey, Kevin, C Iron. C Iron, this is for you. I hope this worked.
Stop the cap.
About me always being late. Stop the cap. The greatest show on turf. What up, Malik? Will G, we said, Colin, Brandon. Let's see who. It won't really go up for me. It won't go up for me. See who's first. I saw y'all had a thing about who was first before I randomly had to delete stuff and put stuff back up and all that. So, what's up, Yolanda? So we'll see. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. Go ahead and get this thing started. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Happy Draft Eve. There's a lot of speculation about a lot of crap that's going on out there. I am not in that business. I'm not in the breaking news business. So we'll let other people handle that. We're going to stick to the script. Now, if some news break, that's different. But I'm not in the breaking news business. So I'm good on that. So we'll let our other partners in Ravens YouTube, they'll handle that. Go check their stuff out, whoever, all those people. But I'm a reactionary guy. And I appreciate everybody for coming through. Before we get started, if you don't know, what up, Rico and MDT Sports? What up, Dre? If you don't know, we have the Roundup Meetup coming up, and you'll see it in the Streamlabs and that pin comment right there. The tickets are there for that event. It's coming up August 4th. You get food. You have non-adult beverages. You have music. You have a goodie bag, and all that good kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, Big Unc. Trust me, we happy to be here today. So all that stuff, I'll fix it on the back end before the draft stuff, and probably good to happen today and not when we're doing the draft stuff tomorrow. So that's a good thing. But back to the meetup, the Roundup Meetup. That's August 4th. The tickets are there in that Streamlabs, that comment right there, that Eventbrite link. You click that, you get food, you get a goodie bag, you get everybody from the Roundup, and a few more may pop through and whatnot. And it's a time that's gonna be had by all. So a time to be had by all. It's in the when you click that Eventbrite thing, see Iron, it give you all the details. I don't know how close that is to you, but that's the details to it, and that'll give you. All right, let's go ahead into the show. I'm settled. I'm good now. I'm gonna work with what I got. I ain't gonna complain. Just happy to be here, and we're gonna get it cracking, and I'll fix it, when this is over. So let's dive into our Jane Doe comment of the day. We got a little something different today. This is the first time, and I've been putting them on Twitter for about 2 or 3 days. This is the first time the Jane Doe comment of the day has come from Twitter. So let's see. Let's get on over there to it. There it is. Jane Doe comment of the day. It's from The Truth. And the comment was, what would be the best case scenario for you? Or, I'm paraphrasing, what's the best case scenario for tomorrow night for you? Like, what's the best thing that can happen? And The Truth says there's a lot of people out there that believe this way. That's why I picked it. There's a lot of people out there that believe this way. That we get a bunch of picks for Lamar. Then drafting AR-15, Anthony Richardson. It would be the Ravens of the last 5 years, just plug and play, baby. Now, I picked that comment because it's different. It's different from what most people feel. It's definitely different from what I feel. It's, let me turn this down a little bit. All right. There we go. Stay in the yellow zone. Don't want to go in the red. It's a different opinion. Definitely from what I feel, from what a bunch of people that's around me feel. But there are people out there that's on that side of the fence. And, who am I to say they're wrong or right? I just, would like to understand why. I don't necessarily understand why you would. It's to me having this opinion is like, I think you go back because you know what you got in one guy, but then you got to hope you got something in somebody else. And so I feel like we're on the brink of being a Super Bowl contending and winning team, especially with our defense. But then if you go back to a rookie quarterback, I think that's puts more pressure on the defense to be darn near perfect. I think. That's personally what I think. But so once we get into the phone lines, and again, the phone lines are already open. You can go ahead and get in line for that if you want to. I'm going to give you not necessarily my best case scenario because I kind of put my my mock draft out there. And I think I had a pretty good mock draft. If you haven't seen it on Twitter, it's there. I think I had a pretty good mock draft. I stuck and stayed. I didn't trade anybody. I just wanted to be simple with it. And I had a pretty good one out there. So if you get a chance, go check out my Twitter feed and look at my mock draft and comment up under it. And I might just pull it up at the end. I might do that too. So what I'm going to do is I do have a big board. And before we get to the phones, I'm going to give you my big board. We're going to count down from 25 to 1. Sorry, that was stupid. 25 to 1. And in the comment section and in the chat box, comment section for the people that's watching later, tell me what you think. And do me a favor, when you put comments in the comment section, not the chat box, if you put the time that you're commenting about, it's easy for me to go back and see exactly what you're talking about. Because I know a lot of comments come in and they be speaking on one thing, and I don't necessarily know what they're talking about. So I just kind of give a general response when I go back through the comments. But if you put a timestamp there, like 8 minutes, 22 seconds, I can hit that. It'll take me straight to that point. Then I can see what your comment is referencing to. But that's for the people that's watching the recap later, not live show. But let's take a look at my big board, and then we'll go from there. All right, at 25, we're going to count down. Jordan Addison, that's a wide receiver from USC. Had a great year at Pittsburgh the year before with Kenny Smallhands Pickett. 24, Keely Ringo, fast DB from Georgia. 23, DeJuan Jones, the big right tackle from Ohio State. And you wondering why a right tackle's up here? Because the left tackle's on this list too. That's why. Lucas Van Ness, edge guy, really impressive with his ability to bend and get around the edge. Quentin Johnston, most people know who that is, the tall wide receiver from USC. During the college football season was considered the best wide receiver until everybody got a chance to go back and look at tape. 20, Myles Murphy, the edge guy from Clemson. What I will say about Myles Murphy is his last year's tape is better than this year's tape. But they did lose their defensive coordinator, Brent Venables, who's considered one of the best defensive coordinators in college football, who is now the head coach at Oklahoma. Number 19, one of my favorites, Emmanuel Forbes. 6 foot, 166 pounds, 4'3", 40, 14 interceptions in 3 years, 6 pick sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pick sixes. We'll go to number 17 with Joey Porter Jr. Everybody loves Joey Porter Jr. Even if they don't love his skill set, they love the fact that they would love to see him in a Ravens jersey and his dad have to wear one. But Joey Porter Jr. is a dog also. Number 16, Nolan Smith, edge. Got hurt at Georgia, a solid player, knows how to play the run, can get you some pass rush, and also can drop. He could be like the prototypical edge person. And if you don't know, he runs a 4.32. Well, a 4.3 also. Not 4.32. A 4.3 also. He runs a 4.3 also. But 2, since you know what I'm talking about now. Let's keep it pushing. 15, Darnell Wright, from Tennessee. What the game that got right up here for me is the Georgia game. Go check it out. And then when you see that, go check out his other games. The dude fights, he wins in the SEC. Hendon Hooker stayed upright for the most of the season for a reason, and he's part of that reason. Now, this is a sleeper guy. I ain't a sleeper, but he's kind of high for me than other people. Kalijah Kancey. If you get him in a situation where you don't make him have to play the run all the time, he can disrupt. If he go to a team where he can be the third down specialist, man, his quickness from guard to guard will be unmatched. He's undersized, but his quickness from guard to guard is unmatched. Now, he struggles sometimes once the guards or the center may get their hands on him, but ain't a lot of times they get their hands on him because he's strong too. He knows how to use leverage. And I tried to use the SCK strong, not the STR, because that's how strong he is. All right. 13, Anthony Richardson, one of my favorite players in this draft. Somebody I look forward to seeing how well they do in the NFL, because there's a lot of naysayers out there about his what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word, but his consistency. That's it. His consistency on his accuracy. That's a lot of people out there because he's big enough, he's fast enough, he got a big arm, bigger than Will Levis. He throws with touch, he throws with power. He don't have a lot of experience. So the knock on him is he don't have a lot of starts because he only started this 1 full year at Florida, and he's inconsistent. Inconsistent is the word I was looking for. Let's see how your mind works. Come back on the back end. Zay Flowers. Love Zay Flowers. Zay can do it all. Inside, outside, running back body, high point balls, run routes. Zay can do it all. 11, Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. Again, if you watch the Georgia game versus Tennessee and you watch him work on one side and you watch Wright work on the other side, if you love O-line play, you're going to be in for a treat. Next up, 10 through 6, Paris Johnson Jr. Remember, I said DeJuan Jones was a right tackle and he was on this list because the other guy was on there too. Paris Johnson Jr. is there too. Paris Johnson Jr. has the feet of a skilled tight end in the body of a tackle. The movement of a tight end, the movement of a big wide receiver, but in a tackle's body. Dangerous. And the reason C.J. Stroud was able to put up numbers like he did versus Georgia, Paris Johnson Jr. and DeJuan Jones. Them boys had a great game, that Georgia game in the semifinal game. 9, Tyree Wilson, edge from Texas Tech, and an abundance of potential. And the big word for him is potential because he got arms that can reach from New York to New Jersey. Jackson Smith, JSN, is the next guy on the board. I think is the best receiver there. Didn't play much last year because he was hurt, but if you go back to the tape from the year before last, spectacular. Spectacular with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave on the team. So that's what Devin Witherspoon probably it's 1A and 1B for best corner on the board between him and Christian Gonzalez. That's why I got them back to back. They are both great corners. They are both good at zone and man, and I think they're plug and play guys from the jump. Like as soon as they're drafted, they'll go into whatever lineup they're picked in and be productive. 1 through 5. As you know, these 5 are pretty much in everybody's. Bijan Robinson, the most talented back to come out in a long time. He could be anywhere from 1 to 5 on this list, just how talented he is. C.J. Stroud, the quarterback from Ohio State, a ton of great accuracy, great ability to move out the pocket and extend plays. And the thing that's not talked about a lot with C.J. Stroud is his accuracy outside of the pocket. Bryce Young can do it all. Only thing negative about Bryce Young is height, weight. But the NFL is moving off that for some other people. Some of the NFL is moving off that 6'5" quarterback that's standing in the pocket. Because the defensive players are becoming too athletic, and you got to have a guy that can make plays outside the pocket, whether it be with his feet or to get outside the pocket and make throws down the field. Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, been the 2 best players in college football all year long, and they stand here from my list in the 2 best players in college football. Do I think these guys will be drafted in this order? No. Because we all know Jalen Carter got the issues with the character issues. Will Anderson won't necessarily be second because of need. So these top 5 go anywhere. Bijan probably be a late first rounder. Bijan can go anywhere. He can go anywhere from 5 to 2nd round because running back, the NFL don't value running backs like that. But this dude he has the potential to be a great one. I ain't gonna say generational because a lot of people throw that around a lot, but he has the potential to be a great one. So that's my big board. That's all 25 other guys. We got a couple guys on the phone line, so let's kind of get to them. And again, I appreciate you guys for bearing with me while I fixed whatever was going on, and I still got to go back and fix it when we finish, but I appreciate it. While we transition, let me get this off. While we transition, I want to tell you about the ways to support the channel. You see it going across the top of your screen. That is patreon.com/sip-the-tally. You join the Patreon, you instantly get an invite to the Fantasy Football League with a chance to win the Cuban-like link that I normally be wearing. And I'll definitely have it on during the draft content, and we'll talk about that a little later. You join the Gunslinger membership, you'll get a chance to win this beautiful Sip-the-Tally chalice with purple Kool-Aid on it, with the logo and the words purple Kool-Aid. So that's what we drink our purple Kool-Aid out of. I also want to send a shout out to Brandon Bazell, who sent me this. It says #1 YouTuber, Coach Evans, #1 YouTuber. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you. Let's get into these phone lines. All right, my man, fresh out of probably PT. You here with me?
Man, you got right on, Coach. That's what I just got out of. It was a good one. It was a good one too. Good progress report and everything like that. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But happy and blessed Abundance Wednesday, Coach.
Say it again.
I was just saying happy and blessed Abundance Mindset Wednesday, Coach.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited for this draft tomorrow.
Yeah, pre-draft Eve, and I was worried because I got in and I'm like, all right, I see the link, and I click it and it's like it's gone. I'm like, oh man, and Ghost Gremlin's trying to get Coach the same way they was trying to get him with his email typing thing. He's not getting it
right. Yeah, I still don't know what went on. Like I signed out, signed back in. I'll figure it out once we finish, but it is what it is. You know, right. The devil ain't gonna keep us down. We're gonna keep going.
I got you. So I just, I could, I'm gonna give some love to the commenter of the day, because I could definitely see where his mindset is at.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for our team,
right? Because
we're in that super small window. Even like OBJ, and even if we get Hopkins, until we actually win the thing, they're pretty much like the window of like 1 to 2 years, and then it's pretty much over. So you can't wait for somebody to develop, to be there, because they won't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So then what you're going to plus, your defense. If somebody takes off on defense, and you know how we do, we always get defensive players that shine. So they get those big contracts, and then they're gone, and then we gotta find another pass rusher. We gotta find another DT. We gotta find another safety. So for another team, that's trying to build it and trying to build it quick, I could definitely see that mindset. But for us, everything flows through Lamar. And that's why I say y'all don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to hear it because you talked about it so much.
Mm-hmm. That is what it is. It's
it's Lamar. It's Lamar, because everything is a foundational move. And like I said in my comment, I'm like, when you build a house, you have to build that foundation. And to me, the foundation of the Ravens offense is Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, okay, you might get a lot of shiny objects and everything like that. But if the quarterback, which is that controls everything, if he's the sand, on the beach, one turbulence, one collapse, and pretty much washed away, the entire season, gone. And then with the window, pretty much that the chance to get in, and then we back in, and then we will be in rebuild mode. And yeah, so I could definitely see where the guy's mindset was at, but it's just not for our team.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the other thing is pumped about the meet and greet in August.
Yep.
I just passed my Cisco cybersecurity exam this morning.
Cool. Congratulations. I know you've been working on that for a minute.
Yes, sir. It was hard with the PT and everything. And that's my reward. I'm pretty much going to purchase my ticket right after we get off with this. And last thing I just want to say, Coach, is you and Voch yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was chemistry.
Appreciate it.
That was like when I aspire to adventure into this world with my boy, I'm trying to get him on board to start this baseball and Baltimore sports thing, because that's my expertise, baseball, pretty much. That's what I was.
I went to college for baseball. I played baseball in JUCO.
I got you. Like I went to rookie ball for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, but I had my dad die at the same time, and I pitched out of anger,
and
I hurt my rotator cuff, and family
overthrown.
Life,
overthrown to do it.
I never made it back. Well, I was pitching out of anger.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that stepped in that batter's box, you was getting my two-seamer sinker right in on the hands. Cause I ain't give, I didn't care about the world at that point, But then, like, my entire existence up until that point was me and my dad against the world type thing. When, when he passed, that changed everything. But that's what I want to get back into. I want to get back into sports coaching, baseball, and then also giving my mental and the physical and the strategy of baseball to the new generation. But I just want to give you and Voch tremendous props for yesterday.
Appreciate it. For those that don't know what he's talking about, I did a draft talk with Voch on my More Sip the Talent channel, and like he said, the chemistry was awesome, and I knew it when we recorded it. Even though we talked, I made it seem like it was Tuesday, but when we recorded it Saturday, I knew that was going to jump off because every time we get together, it's like we been together the whole time. And the funny thing is even when he was a player for me, we would have just sidebar conversations on like breaks, and the chemistry was like that then. Even, depending on what we were talking about. He's always been a smart, funny dude. If that makes sense. He's the only player I've ever coached that knew everybody's job. Not just the O-line. He knew what the receivers were supposed to be doing. He knew what the running back was supposed to be doing. He knew the reads to the quarterback. Not saying that he could do it, but he knew what everybody was supposed to do. And that was his contribution. He was able to lead people because, beside him, he had like 2 6'3" dudes right at 300. So long as he got them doing what they need to do, he could do his job. Right. And so you can see him, like, if you watch an old tape of it, you can see him when he get to play, look and tell the right dude what to do, then look and tell the left dude what to do. So
got you. Have a blessed one, Coach.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Will G. Next up.
What up, Coach?
What's good? What you got for me today?
Hey, man, I think it's happening. I think all the uncertainty, the unrest that the Ravens fans have had, that media pundits have had, I think it's all going to get settled. I think EDC knows, the organization knows, there's no team without Lamar Jackson, honestly, no matter how much we want to invest in the defense that we all know that needs to be defunded. But at the end of the day, we ain't going nowhere without a quarterback.
Right.
So I think they are meeting his demands with D-Hop. I don't think we're going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we don't get D-Hop, I think we are drafting either Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Jackson Smith if he's there. I think we are taking a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds, though. Finding a way to get a second-round pick or taking a wide receiver in the first round. Even though personally, I think we should go corner. But if we...
Which corner you like?
Always invest. Banks. I like Banks.
Is that a homer pick or is that a homer pick or that's
You said what?
Is that a homer pick or is that who you really like?
Well, I'm a Oregon fan, so that's who I really like. From the stuff I've been watching, I like Banks.
Okay.
Like, I see everyone is high on Forbes lately. Like, Forbes is climbing up boards apparently, but I just think you get a big body fast guy to pair on the opposite side of Marlon Humphrey. It works. It's bound to work. And it's someone that you've seen over the past 3 years in your hometown. And it seems like it's a no-brainer if he's there because I think the run on corners is going to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
That's what I think.
I think you saying that about the corners is because I think it's a lot more good to great receivers in this draft than it is good to great corners. So I agree with you on that with that run. Once that run start, it's gonna be Banks, it's gonna be Gonzalez, it's gonna be
Joey Porter.
Porter is gonna be maybe Forbes. I don't know if people like Forbes like I do.
If Forbes goes in the first round, that would probably be the biggest surprise to me because of, like you said, I know the NFL is moving away from height, weight, and size, but 160-pound corner.
Well, I think they're moving away from height, weight, and size on quarterback. I still think they height, weight, and size at other positions. I think they're moving from that at quarterback. But at 166, it is slight. But when you look at the tape, he ain't afraid to tackle. Now, do he tackle well all the time? No, because his body size. But he ain't afraid to tackle. But the thing is, 6 pick sixes. That's no matter how you spin it.
Yeah, you can't flex that any other way. That's
Right.
his ball hawk, man. I mean,
And he
I
got
think our
that dog in
surprise
him.
Yeah, he do. And I think if we don't take a wide receiver or a corner, I think if the D tackle, what's his last name? Elijah Cansey.
Cansey,
If he falls to 22, I believe we take him.
Yeah, I like Cansey. I think
And I know
he can come in on third down for us and help.
Yep. And I know we got Washington. I know everyone, what's his name, was believing in the D tackle we drafted last year.
Travis.
Jones.
Travis Jones. Yeah.
And I like Jones. I think Jones could be really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we don't take wide receiver or we don't take corner, I think we go D tackle.
Gotcha. It's some good ones out there. There's some really good ones at the top, but it's some good ones out there.
Yeah.
But again, I think because there's not a lot of good left tackles, I think there's gonna be a run on tackles, and people can be like, I can get a defensive tackle, or interior guy later. It's gonna be interesting because I think a lot of stuff about to jump off, and not just with our team, with a bunch of other teams.
A bunch of teams. Do you think it's gonna be like, I know last year everyone said it was going to be a whole bunch of trades, and then it ended up not being as many trades. I truly believe with like the player movement, this is the year where trades happen the most that we see.
You mean for us or just in general?
I just think in general. I think in general, with all the player movement, all the players who take their stuff off social media, like another person we haven't been talking about. Your guy, PQ. Is PQ on the move? Like, I really think that is something that could happen. I mean, you just paid the off-ball linebacker $100 million.
Yep.
I mean, he wants to get paid. I think he deserves to get paid. Almost 350 tackles. He has the interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Has he made the impact as we thought he was going to make as a first-round pick? No, but if you overall look at PQ and what he's done for the Ravens, I think.
What about them last 10 games? Did PQ give you value in them last 10 games of this year?
He definitely showed his value in the last 10. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And
being beside Roquan, I think people realize, okay, when he don't got to worry about everything that's happening in the defense or where people are supposed to be, and he just focuses on his job, I think PQ can be easily a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yep.
I thought he was snubbed. I truly thought he was snubbed
this year.
Him and Tyler Lindenbaugh definitely should have been Pro Bowlers. But
yeah. Well, your Lindenbaum's going to be hard to supplant Creed Humphreys this fast. Now, next year, I think they're going to have a run for their money, but it's hard to supplant. It's hard for a rookie to supplant Creed that fast.
Yeah. Especially how the way Creed played and him and impacting that offensive line when it was in shambles. Kansas City offensive line was in shambles before Creed Humphrey got there.
Right. But I think PQ gonna be gone. I don't want it, but I think he's gonna be. I think
he traded on draft day. You think he get traded on draft day or no?
I think PQ moves if we get D-Hop. I think PQ would be a piece if we get D-Hop. Do I like that?
But
I'd rather not.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But if it does happen, I think a pick coming back to us has to be involved in something like that. You know what I mean? I think that's where. If we are getting D-Hop, I think that is the biggest piece of it that's not figured out is what is going to be the draft compensation picking up his cap number. You know what I mean? Because Lamar Jackson has to get signed some type of way for us to even have Hop on the team.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So I appreciate you, Zion. I'm gonna let Melvin get in here, and tomorrow make sure you join us. Our mega cast, basically, for the draft.
I'll be there. You already know.
Definitely be there. We got a lot of good insight, and I'm coming to you, Melvin. Let me say this one thing before I get to you, Melvin. I listened to the Deep Cover podcast, and I listened to Chris and Mike and Kerry kind of give their insight on different guys, and they know a boatload of guys just like I do. So their knowledge plus the jokes that we're gonna bring from the roundup, you're gonna have an interesting show. You're gonna have an interesting show, and it's gonna be a lot of different personalities, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and we just gonna throw some different stuff out there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with it because the draft day can be interesting and boring at the same time, but we're gonna try to have fun with it.
Yeah, like if we trade out the first round, I think it's gonna be boring for a lot of us Ravens fans because I feel like if we trade out the first round, I think that means D-Hop is officially a Raven, in my opinion.
Gotcha. I appreciate you, Zion. I'm finna let Melvin get through because I know his time is limited with that newbie in town.
Yeah.
So let's bring Melvin in. I appreciate you again, Zion.
Yep. Thank you, Coach.
All right, have a good one. Hey, you gotta be quick, man, for that baby.
I can't do nothing laugh at you, Coach. Boy, look, Coach, they keeping me young over here, Coach. That for sure.
Gotcha. That's what they do.
But yeah, I got a 20-month-old and a 3-day-old.
Yep.
So they keeping me young. But Coach, I don't think that if they get, I think what the Ravens plan to do if Zay Flowers gone, because I've been looking at Zay from Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
That's right down the street from where Lamar grew up at.
Mm-hmm.
So if Zay go early, then I think they pull the trigger on trying to get hot. That's what I think it's gonna take.
You think it's Zay or bust?
Pull it out on Zay or bust. It's Zay or bust. I think it is because remember when the Senior Bowl was going around, they were saying the Ravens they couldn't get close to Zay for the Ravens. So I think it's gonna be Zay or bust. And Coach, I don't think they go trade PQ.
I hope not.
I think they go doing just like they did Chuck last year.
Let him. Well, now come on in the off season.
Yeah. Remember the off season, Chuck had to get traded. But Chuck played last year.
In Baltimore.
Think they go do PQ just like that.
Gotcha. So you know they got that option. They got to do his 5th year option sometime in May. I don't know the exact date, but they got to make a decision on that. And they still could pick it up and trade him.
Cool. I think that'd be cool with the comp pick though, Coach.
I would definitely.
Third round comp pick. I think they'll be cool with it because he worked it. He worked that $3 million this year. I'd give PQ $3 million. Yep. Especially if he played, because to me, Coach, he was balling out before Roquan got there. He did. Now the first 2 years he was spotty, but this year he had got his stuff together. But this year he was balling the whole year to me.
Yep.
If he could have just worked on them hands a little bit earlier, because he's supposed to have 3-4 pieces this year.
Yep.
So I don't think they go move PQ.
Got it.
I don't think unless they getting at least a 2nd round pick, I wouldn't move. And I can't see nobody giving up a first. Like,
no.
Now, granted, I said the same thing about Hollywood last year.
True.
And they proved me wrong with that one. And personally, I think Hollywood regret asking to get traded.
I think he do too. Even though what's called him his boy, even though K1 his boy.
Oh yeah, because it blew up soon. 6 months into him being there, everything blew up on him.
Yep, a bunch of stuff happened over there. They had the scandal down in Mexico. Kyler got hurt. D-Hop got suspended, and then when D-Hop came back, he got hurt. So it's a bunch of stuff happened.
And now look, D-Hop made it clear he's not playing nothing this year.
Yep. And I don't think Kyler's gonna be ready for the beginning of the year.
No, it'd be mid-season at best. Because it was late in the season when he tore that ACL.
Yep.
And even if he come back, I don't think he'll be the same.
Right. He's gonna have to be a pocket passer at 5'10".
At 5'10", I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be as easy. So if I'm Hollywood, I'm kind of regretting, because I would have gave before I just say trade me. I would have told him, look, G-Roll me.
Right. And he might did do that.
Yeah.
He might did.
But patience, he should have been a little more patient.
Right. So has he got paid yet? Has he got paid yet?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
No.
So
no, indeed.
This could be his last year.
Still on the 5th year option this year.
Yeah, this could be his last year. No, so he might come back. You never know. You never know.
Now that'll be funny, Coach.
Yeah.
That'll be funny. Now we got him handling the ball.
Right.
Oh, that'll make that a great trade for the Ravens.
We would be right on point. We right where we at.
Yeah.
I think with that type of talent. Okay, with that type of talent.
Oh yeah.
It'd be hard for the coaches to mess that up. With that type of talent.
I'm really interested in seeing what Monk can do.
Right.
Because everybody's trying to loop him into that 2 tight end set, but if you go back to him, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin was balling over there.
Sure
if
was.
Jameis don't throw 30 interceptions, that's a playoff team.
Yep.
with Monk, you get what I'm saying?
100%.
Because they was in every game that year.
Yep. For those that don't know, Jameis threw 30 touchdowns and he also threw 30 interceptions in that year.
30 for 30, baby.
Hey,
The 30 for 30 himself, baby.
right. Hey, I appreciate it, Mel. We got one more person behind you, and hey, much love to you. Congratulations again on the newborn, and take care of him.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Have a
All
good
right.
one.
All right.
Let's see, last but not least. All right.
Hello?
We good. What's your name? What you got for the show?
Oh, I'm the last one?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I like that. Coach, what's up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. I just called in, see.
The conference has been locked.
Appreciate the live streams, man. We always, we enjoy you, us subscribers of yours. Man.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy everything that you do.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure. What I wanted to ask is, sort of to bounce off of what the last caller was saying, what do you feel like Todd Monken really brings to these Baltimore Ravens?
Wait a minute. Who is this?
What you mean, who is this? I'm a supporter. I'm a subscriber of yours. Man.
What's your name?
Oh, my name, I go by Ingraven. Keep it clean, all that good stuff for that.
Hey, you almost had me. What's good, buddy?
Hey, same old stuff, man.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you. Because the whole time, I don't know if you can see me, I'm like, who is this? I'm looking like, I know this voice. I hear it every day. I watched it earlier today. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah. We got Raven in the building. Team, keep it clean. And so, out of my respect for him and my love for him, none of that funny stuff we do. Keep all everything straight line. We got royalty here. We got the OG. What's good with you? What you want to talk about?
No, yeah, that was my question though, for real. Like, what? No. You know what? I gotta edit my question.
Okay.
What do you think Todd Monken could bring to this Ravens offense if we're able to land DeAndre Hopkins and hopefully keep Rashad Bateman? So that's what I'm worried about. But that's another question. But what do you think he could bring?
Adaptability. The ability to put different game plans in play from week to week based off what the defense has. And for example, if we play against a team with a strong D line, we work our quick passing game, run outside, run out off tackle and do stuff like that. Or we play a team with good DBs, make them come up and tackle. Use more your 2 tight end stuff, maybe even 3 tight ends with Cola. Depending on where the defense is the weakest, exploit them. I think he's coached in multiple systems, whether it be college or pro, and he can come in and put different game plans together where you can't just hone in and say, okay, make Lamar beat me.
I like that. And from my point of view, man, I'm really like, especially if we get DeAndre Hopkins and obviously everything works itself out with Lamar, man, I would just be really excited for this season, and would be really confident in this team, depending on what happens with Todd Monken. I think that, and of course Harbaugh too, depending on a lot of stuff. But I really do think if they land DeAndre Hopkins, man, even without DeAndre Hopkins, I think they could do pretty good. But with him, oh man, that would just be beautiful. That would be a wonderful thing. So we'll see what happens.
I got a question for you.
Oh, no.
If we landed DeAndre Hopkins, do we still even need a rookie wide receiver?
No, I don't think so, because you would have probably the best wide receiver depth that you've ever had in Ravens history.
Right.
Because you would have DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman. You would have Nelson Aguilar, possibly still Devin Duvernay, possibly maybe James Prochet.
Nah, my dog out of there. My dog out of there.
Yeah, I don't think it's looking good, but yeah, even just those top 4 alone. I don't think you would need a rookie wide receiver, and I do not even think they would draft one, because as of right now, obviously that could change from now until tomorrow, but as of right now, they only have 5 picks.
Right.
So I don't think that they would use one of those to draft a wide receiver, especially if those are your top 4, DeAndre Hopkins, Bateman, Odell, and Nelson Aguilar, or even Devin Duvernay, either one.
Right. But
or those are your top 5. I just say top 5 to include everybody in there. But if you only have 5 picks, then you can't, not that you can't go for depth, but you really got to use those picks on need. I think there needs to be more emphasis placed on need with the draft picks. Of course, you still want to, in certain cases, do best play available and whatnot, because you don't want to press and you don't want to reach, so to speak. But I think you got to base the draft more on need, since you have a limited amount of picks, in my opinion.
I agree, 100%, 100%. Unless he magically pull off something to get up to 7 picks. I think if he do something to get 7 picks, that's enough. Like don't make a move just so you can end up with 11 again. Now you're picking from the 4th round on all your picks. So
you know EDC looking.
Yeah, I know he know.
He like scraping and searching for some. Cause this dude don't want to go into no draft with no 5 picks, man.
EDC is a volume shooter. He a volume shooter. Yeah. He need 30 shots every game.
You're right, man. So I don't anticipate them going into the draft with 5 picks, but I mean, I've been saying this all season that I don't anticipate that, and we're a day away, and they still only got 5 picks. So we'll see, man. Tomorrow's
gonna be interesting.
The next 3 days, it's gonna be crazy, and I'm glad that we're finally gonna get some significant stuff cleared up.
Right.
Because if this whole DeAndre Hopkins thing is gonna happen, it has to happen by tomorrow.
Yep.
Because depending on what the trade compensation is. Man. But I appreciate you, Coach, man.
Appreciate
you taking everybody's calls. I appreciate you taking my call. I appreciate your work.
No problem. Hey, you welcome anytime. You welcome to even, like, one of these days when you ain't busy at 4:30, to, like, Hendo was my co-host one day to do that. The invitation is there. You just let me know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, man.
Gotcha. I had an interesting call today that I'm gonna DM you about when I get off here.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, later, man.
All right. So if you don't know, if you live under a rock, if you're a Ravens fan, you live up under a rock, that was Ing Raven. Make sure you go and follow his channel. He's Ing Raven at everything. Ing Raven Viz, I'm sorry. Ing Raven Viz at everything. And he almost had me. Because I don't know if you guys can see my face. I was looking like, hold on, I know this voice. But I'm going to let him talk for a minute. And then when I asked him who it was at first and he didn't say nothing, that kind of gave me another red flag. I think this sounds like Ing Raven. But his voice would change a little bit. But then, I picked it up. I'm good at sleuthing a little bit. So that's our show for today. And again, I'm gonna run you this. I'm gonna run you this big board real quick before we get out of here, so you can see it. You can talk about me or you can praise me, whatever you want to do. Matter of fact, this time I'll start from the bottom. We're gonna show this one more time, then we're gonna get up out of here. Again, I appreciate everybody for coming through. The meetup, the tickets for that is on Eventbrite. It's in the link somewhere. It's one of my StreamYard links. That's going to be August the 4th. If you have a chance to be a part of that, please do so. It's going to be a fun time had by all. Again, we putting together a nice little package for you. I think we're putting together a nice little package for you. So I appreciate it. If you live in the area or if you can get to the area, please do so. We actually at least gonna have one West Coaster in the building that we know of already. All right, so here's that big board. I'm just gonna kind of show it to you and run it down real quick. I ain't gonna go into detail like I did at first. Addison at 25, Ringo 24, DeJuan Jones 23, Van Ness from Iowa at 22, Quinn Johnson at 21. Then you got Miles Murphy from Clemson, Forbes, one of my favorites, Jamar Gibbs. I didn't talk about him much at Alabama, but so I'll talk about him a little bit now. If you want to know what kind of player Jamar Gibbs is, go watch Alvin Kamara. Jamar Gibbs is an Alvin Kamara clone. He's not as thick as Alvin Kamara, pause, but he's an Alvin Kamara clone. All right, 17, Joy Porter. 16, Nolan Smith. 15, Darnell Wright. 14, Cansey. We talked about Cansey with one of the callers. AR-15 is probably the most polarizing prospect in this draft. Zay Flowers is a guy that I wouldn't mind having on the team. Broderick Jones, a tackle from Georgia. Paris Johnson, Tyree Wilson. JSN, I would love to have JSN at 22. Not going to make it. He ain't going to make it. he is the dude of this draft. If you don't believe me, go back and watch that 2021 tape, especially that Rose Bowl. Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, I think they're interchangeable. And then this top 5 is an elite top 5. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Bijan Robinson. I mean, elite top 5. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button. If you want to be a part of the fantasy football or just want to support, do that via Patreon, the Cash App, and the PayPal is linked in the description, or at least it should be. I don't know with all the problems we had before we started. It should be linked in the description. And All right, Reg, chill out. And Jeremiah Gibbs could be a slot receiver. So I'm gonna hang out in the comment section for a minute because I wasn't able to pull it up and be able to interact with you guys like I normally would because of the technical difficulties. But again, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate it. And again, the live stream tomorrow for the draft, we're gonna have a good number of guys. A good number of guys there with a lot of great information. And again, I'll tell you before lunch break hot take today, and they're at 7:15. Please go check out the Deep Cover Podcast latest episode. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. They acted as if they were the Ravens brass, and they went through the draft, and they had trades, and they had like they was in a war room. Great freaking episode from Chris Just Joking, who's on the roundup with us, Michael Crawford, and Kerry Stevenson. Great episode. Great. I think I got about 5 to 10 minutes left. I was watching it early when I could, when I didn't have kids around me. So I got to finish that episode, but it was a great episode. Go check them out. And again, lunch break hot take is at 7:15. Hendo dropped the video today. Mike's on Monday. And hey man, I appreciate everybody for coming through. Again, hit that like button. And don't forget about the roundup meetup, August 4th. The Streamlabs is right there in your chat box right there. Now, the Eventbrite ticket. It gives you more details right there. More details. Let's see what y'all talking about. Again, I'm going to give you shots out before I get up out of here. Cloud, I see you. Melvin, I appreciate you for calling in. Jeremiah, David H. Let me see. We got a new, well, since my stuff ain't up, I can't go back and see. We had a new subscriber. It was a big name, dude. I couldn't remember what it was. It was like Barbara or something like that. I don't know if they just typed it in or what. Oh, let's see who won a poll. So y'all love waffles, huh? 87 votes, 54% for waffles, 45 for pancakes. Well, I love both. And if I had to choose, give me a waffle cake. I'd take that. Give me a waffle cake. Raven C, I see you. Hey, we got to hit this plunder soon, Raven C. We're going to have to hit this plunder. Kevin, I see you out there. Let's see. Malik, Brandon Tillman, Jimmy, Greg W. Jay, I see you, Jay. Domingo. Clubhouse vibes. Ravens press conference need to see the Jets format and borrow a couple things. Oh, I didn't check. I was in the gym when the Aaron Rodgers thing took off, so I didn't get to see it. I had to go back and watch. I was trying to get some of this off me. I'll go back and check that out. Waffle House over A. I don't care what they say about Waffle House. Waffle House be slamming. I ain't been to a Waffle House that wasn't slamming yet. So, again, man, love y'all. Peace out. Appreciate it. Hey, go watch that video of Vox too. That was pretty darn good. More sip to tally over there where we from the streets. I think it's a suburb, Malik. I think it's a suburb. I have to check myself, but I think it's a suburb of B More. Google map that thing.